Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 10560 Southwest Murdoch Street here in Tigard. So we are located on the outside the adjacent unit. And I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front door of the home or the front of the house in general. So this is a very common setup in this part of town. It's a shared line. I was able to, in the crawl space, follow the sewer line. It comes all the way across here over to the neighboring unit. And then, so this is the garage. We're just around the front right corner of that unit. I've got water running from our particular unit right now, and it is passing through here. When I turn water on and off, the water flow coincides with that, which is to be expected here. So anyway, we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water's running, off we go. All right, swapping to ABS pipe there almost immediately upon access. Well, this is giving us a gander of the exterior line. The interior line, I didn't see a clean out down there. All that piping is exposed, though. You can follow it end to end from your unit all the way to the neighbors. So, and this is the stuff we're generally trying to look at. There is a little portion, because of the style of clean out we have here, it's directional. It doesn't allow you to go backwards. Right? If I can do that, I like to, but not every clean out allows. And that's even the case for brand new construction homes sometimes. So anyway, thus far, very clean sewer line. Good looking line here thus far. We'll get an even better view of it as we come back in. So going through a little bit of standing water right now. We'll see how this drains out. But so I've got a bathtub running right now at a pretty high volume. By the time that drains out there, we're probably going to have maybe 1/16 of an inch of water left over, which in the world of bellies is very minor. It also appears here you are likely tied in with other units. We're picking up a Y connection right there. I did notice the unit, or the house to the right of this property in general, the right of this duplex, has a clean out that kind of faces out our direction here. That likely is their home connecting in. So always a good idea in cases like this where you have shared lines, just to check with the HOA to see how responsibilities are divvied up in the event a problem ever does arise, whether it be a blockage that needs cleaning or repairs for some reason or another. And my guess here is I think we may be traversing across this big yard over here, as 70 feet would have put us into the roadway a long time ago. That's my assumption. So if we pick up any further Y, oh, here we go. All right, now we're into 3034. That usually means we're getting into the right-of-way or street area. Now we're swapping to, looks like, concrete pipe that appeared to be 6-inch concrete, and then there's the main there, 84 feet. So far, very nice looking sewer line. We're gonna go locate really quick here while the pipe drains off. Take a better look at everything as we come back in here. But so far, nothing notable to point out. Alrighty, I think I figured out where the line is going here. I'm just having a hard time locating it. As we come back in, I'll do a couple locates at a better spot just to verify, but almost in a straight line away from this clean out. If you go out to it's an adjacent street. Basically, if you drew a straight line away from the right side of this house out towards the adjacent road, right by some mailboxes, you'll see a big steel cover plate, which is a clean out access, and I believe that's what this tie-in is right here in the 3034 PVC. Right in front of us there. Yeah, you have a tie-in that drops into the top of that. That white section of pipe in front of us is a tie-in there, and that looks like that's where that clean out ties in. So it might just be a depth issue. I'm going to pull back. We have a little bit of water trickle into the line, but the thing's just about done draining. I don't have complete control over water flow on this line to begin with. It's possible that water could theoretically be coming from a neighboring unit. I'll come back in here to a shallower point, and we'll do another locate. All right, we're going to pull back even a little further here. Still not getting a strong signal, but it's the most sensible direction for this thing to go because it ran just about dead straight the entire direction. And the direction we picked that Y connection up on our way out there, likely from the neighboring unit, all lines up with exactly where I would expect to see it. All right, minor little belly here that dissipates off at about 41 feet. I think it's teeny tiny. From about 39 to 41, it's very, very small. You've got maybe a 1/16 of an inch of water there. It's a tiny little thing. And for reference, I don't even consider, at this point in my career, I've done almost 25,000 sewer scopes, if not 25,000, a lot of them. And I don't even consider repairs on bellies, especially in 4-inch plastic smooth-walled pipe, until you have at minimum an inch of standing water for at least 5 feet. Honestly, even at that point, at that point you still require abuse to get to a point of a blockage, and quite a lot of it. That's almost entirely on the homeowner. What you have here has almost no bearing on functionality at all. In fact, I'm going to write this up as essentially one continuous belly. You have a little bit of a break in between. I mean, this thing's so tiny, it's hardly worth talking about. So we're about 31 feet to about 41 feet. You're holding about a 1/16 of an inch of water. It might honestly be less than that. Start getting to depths of water like that, it's hard to even gauge visually. All right, and the line is indeed going the direction I thought here. I don't know the street name over there, but as you face the front of these units from Murdoch, the line does a essentially dead straight shot out the right side of the neighboring unit. That tie-in there is right in line with the neighbor's clean out. I'll show it with the camera here in just a second. Actually pretty nicely installed sewer line, considering the length of run here and just the layout of the property. To have only about a 1/16 of an inch of water there for 10 feet, you're doing pretty darn good here. And superbly clean, unbelievably clean sewer line. There's zero buildup to speak of in there. So good flow end to end here from the clean out all the way to the main lateral. All the pipe we just scoped there, both the new and older pipe materials, all of them are in good condition or good condition for their age and functioning properly at this time. So I'll see if I can do this in a way. So here's the front of the units here and the clean out. The line runs straight across this big yard here. This house over here is the one that ties in along the way, but it just does a straight shot essentially from the clean out all the way out to that road. If you walk in a straight line out to that street there, you'll see a big steel cover plate right next to some mailboxes. That cover plate's over the top of that, where that clean out was at, towards the very end of the sewer line.